No, I don't really. I don't even think about it. I'm built a little differently.
What's up? Welcome back. This week in White Supremacy, we are back. We're happy that you decided to join us today. It's many things you can watch on all different platforms.
Absolutely.
But you chose to watch This Week in White Supremacy, you know what I'm saying?
It is like a humbling.
Yeah. You chose to take some time out of your busy schedule to watch us, you know what I'm saying? My name is Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. And to my immediate right,
it's a miracle.
Got some green juice today, huh? Get your health on.
Yes. It's your girl, Miracle, aka Big Blessing with the Big Blessing. Just here to bring the love and funniness
Absolutely.
for today's episode.
Yes, we're here to talk to our 95% white male audience on YouTube. Here we go.
That's so wild to me. That's so wild to me.
And my brother.
It's your boy Trouble NLS. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but niggas lack sleep.
Yes.
Never like supremacy. You know the vibes.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, your cat joined you and
Yes.
had to get banished, huh?
I guess niggas loathe silk.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hopefully you'll get some rest.
Yes.
You have a busy week as normal. You know what I'm saying, at One Hood. So
We do.
and my brother.
Yeah, man. It's Hemi Neutron. You know, him being, Osama Bin Laden.
Oh,
Please
shit.
stop.
Not the bomb joke.
Please stop.
It's very insensitive, brother.
All buildings matter.
Oh, shit.
I mean, that's my man said that.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. The full-time supervillain, part-time hater, the supreme
I'm
Asiatic intelligent leader.
I saw the Instagram. Osama Bin Laden.
Listen, people was telling me like, yo, when I get Instagram notification for you and I have my AirPods in, it announces his name.
Oh shit!
I was like, are you serious? I didn't know it did that, but I've been
Bin Laden.
Osama Bin Laden, it's me, bro. Come on.
Well, I have personal beef. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Rap beef or personal beef?
Beef in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because
beef in these tweets.
well, sort of.
Okay. Kind of.
Men like me and Malcolm spent years
Yeah.
uplifting the ex, brother.
Come on, man. Listen,
Time and energy that the ex.
I will argue that next to Malcolm, you might be the most famous.
I mean, I'm up there, right?
I would
What is
say
it,
like
DMX, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I would say DMX,
Some of the other
Malcolm X, DMX, Jasiri X, the X-Men.
Yes,
Jasiri might be up there with
X-Men. Yeah, but again, all positive.
Weapon X. I think might be the only more
Yes.
famous X than Jasiri X is still alive right now.
All positive though, right? All
Yeah.
positive.
We
And
need to do a
so-
Twitter poll about that. Who's the most famous X that's still alive? That needs to be a Twitter poll.
It's not me. With that being said, there is a colonizer attempting to destroy
Yeah.
the reputation of the X.
Damn.
We gonna call it Twitter, his mama called it Twitter. We gonna call it Twitter. But Elon Musk, what I call him?
Elon Musk. He put an X in there.
Elon Musk, mucking it up. Elon Musk is kind of funny.
That's kinda
because
hot,
he
yeah.
has got Twitter. He just mucked it up.
Facts.
He's changed Twitter to X, and it's just gone immediately. I mean, it's been downhill since he took over.
Yeah.
But it's getting worse and worse. And it seems like Elon is bent on having a space for white supremacists, racists, and anti-Semitic people. Like,
Wow.
and he's
It's not like he comes from a lineage of such. I mean, that would just be far-fetched. It's not like his parents made money through apartheid emerald mines.
a man from South Africa whose parents own mines.
because he's African American.
He is the
Don't start,
African American
no.
billionaire.
You know what?
Oh my God. So Elon Musk has been you know, and we haven't talked about him in a minute.
What did he just name his 14th son?
It doesn't.
14th.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like some wild shit. Like
it was like the number and the
machinery
names
or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, but again, like I guess with the son, unless Elon continues at this rate and just destroys his whole, you know,
the wealth,
yes. So Elon has been for the last few weeks being accused of anti-Semitic behavior. You know, of course,
is it accusing somebody if it's actually
if it's like in black and white, if it's like in a tweet, in black and white.
At that point, what is it? It's
anti-Semitism.
It's just recounting facts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So of course, when he took over, he like unleashed the floodgates of
No, I'm just thinking of like Moses parting the sea.
Yes, unleashed the floodgates of racism and white supremacy on the platform. They said that, you know, anti-Semitic remarks and racial remarks went up hundreds and thousands of %, right?
Oh, shit.
And so different organizations have attempted to, I guess, fight back, right?
Yeah.
One of them was the Anti-Defamation League. Mm-hmm. And so Elon Musk was, along with his minions, had a whole campaign to try to remove the Anti-Defamation League or shut it down or close. So now Elon Musk is going to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu, another terrible, terrible human being.
The only person worse would be like Ariel Sharon. Like that's
I don't think he's alive.
Exactly.
Yes. But even before, and this is supposedly like, here's Benjamin Netanyahu. He's not. Oh, he is the current Israeli prime minister.
He's the prime minister.
He was out for a second, right? And then he got back in.
He was never. He was,
terrible person. And this is, I guess, to be confronted on his anti-Semitism. And before the meeting, he called out the Soros Foundation. And this is one of those, like what do they call it?
Dog whistles?
Dog whistles. Right. This idea that, like, Jewish people control the world. And so Soros is somebody who's like the puppet master, and he's controlling the world. And according to Elon Musk, basically, he says the Soros organization appears to want nothing less than the destruction of Western civilization.
Like that's like a comic book line.
It is. I mean, come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
really?
What is George Soros, Dr. Doom?
Exactly.
Like, come on, bruv.
And so, interestingly enough, well, let's start there. I mean, it's interesting to me how somebody like Elon Musk can do clear, obvious anti-Semitic things and doesn't seem to be like, I don't see the list. Where's the list? Remember Kyrie got the list? Remember that? Like these are the 5 things. I don't see.
You mean like he's a white man who's able to be a bigot? And just go about his day?
Privilege, white privilege.
If they gave Elon Musk that list, he would wipe his ass with it.
He's actually threatened to sue the Anti-Defamation League.
Who had this on the bingo card for 2023? That it would be Elon Musk versus the ADL.
That is a wild fight.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Because it's like,
and then the person who's going to
6 of one, half
solve
a dozen
the beef.
of the other.
The person going to solve the beef is Netanyahu. Like,
right,
Netanyahu, this is crazy.
The trifecta, the 3-headed monster of just like, wow.
There was also I guess people were getting like anti-Semitic ads inside of this is one of the reasons big companies were pulling ads from Twitter because their ad would be like right next to like somebody just cleared like praising Hitler. And their ad would be like right there and it was coming up in people's timelines.
So, when you're scrolling on your timeline now, there's ads under popular tweets.
Okay.
There's also just like regular ads. So NFL will have like a video. You go and watch like the little NFL highlight, and one of the ads will be like a bigoted far right organization or company.
Crazy.
Somebody saying something. You're like, what in the world is this? And so originally, it was supposed to be tiered. So like only ABC, NFL related ads would show on those tweets. But that is not the case. So you'll just you want to go see what happened in, on all the sports things. want to look at the little Steeler highlights. You look, and it'll be some random ad, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is
That's
this?
crazy. I mean, for all those that don't know, I'm not on Twitter.
Yes.
So I need the play-by-play sometimes.
Then the Washington Post posted this article. Netanyahu asked Musk to denounce anti-Semitism. Musk deflected.
Surprising.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, nah, I like hating Jews. Like, that's what I'm here for.
What the hell?
It's like, you know
what I'm saying?
you're going to get these weird-ass kid names from me, and you're going to get some anti-Semitism. I might even throw a little bit of swastikas if I'm feeling spicy.
Miracle, you were a frequent Twitter user. It says Netanyahu.
I wish I put me in stuff.
Netanyahu said, I hope, this is what he said to Musk in the meeting, said it was live streamed. I hope you can find within the confines of the First Amendment the ability to stop not only anti-Semitism or roll it back as best you can, but any collective hatred of people that anti-Semitism represents. Musk told Netanyahu, while he's personally against anti-Semitism, free speech does at times mean that someone you don't like is saying something you don't like. If you don't have that, then it's not free speech.
I mean,
You're going to get this hate, Miracle. If you go on the app.
I mean, that's the whole reason he claimed to buy what was then Twitter.
Yes.
Is that he wanted more bigotry. His
Yes.
daughter, he believed like Twitter radicalized his daughter into being trans, so he felt like more bigots needed to be platformed.
oh,
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I totally forgot that,
That was the whole
Elon Musk had a
purpose.
trans kid. Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot all about
Wants
that.
bigots to be platformed because feels like too many black queer people
Yes.
are gaining power and making changes. So even when Brazil won the election, it was like a leftist election, he was like, well, we need to go and see what happened there. It was like, no. So his whole thing is we need these bigots to engage this platform to try to push back and elevate fascism, or else we're going to have this world that is not going to be remnant of 1950 South Africa. So you can't be apartheid if there's no apartheid.
He's bringing apartheid back in the digital space.
Damn.
He's about to be the
That's
slavery
wild.
Avery, the slavery Avery of the social media world.
But that's fact. When you look at it like that, that's exactly what he was doing. Because obviously it wasn't free speech, because one of the first accounts that he banned was an account that was like following his jet. So it was an account that was like following Elon's private jet. He banned that account. Journalists that were critical of him and Twitter, their accounts were banned.
Right.
Folks were being, what do they call it when they
Shadow banned?
Shadow banned and all this. So clearly it's not free. And that's what's so wild. It's like, no, it's not free speech. It's because there was, free speech to an extent, and you felt that the speech that your daughter found wasn't, I guess that cost you too much, right? That cost you a relationship with your daughter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's fascinating about it. You had something else to add, Miracle?
No, I just think it's ridiculous because I've never seen someone just buy a product and just destroy it.
Yes.
Just because of their own ignorance and bigotry. And that's why he's trying to sue the ADL, because all the advertisers are leaving.
Yes.
And like all he had to do was give people a chronological timeline and throw a little ad in, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, right.
A chronological timeline allowed you to filter in and out, but this idea that like you have to engage these far right bigots is like the one driving factor, and he keeps messing up social media just because of that.
Right, and it's interesting because that was when, remember, he came out and said he was going to basically take away the ability to block people.
Right.
And it kind of like what Miracle's saying, like he wants you to see this racism, this hate speech, this bigotry, this white supremacy, this anti-Semitism. He wants you to see it to the point where like his own like people had to say he can't do that. Because if you took away the ability to block people on social media, that Apple and Android's app stores would not even sell it as an app, or would not offer it as an app.
Right.
And so, but he wants you to see this. And I don't know, is he trying to like make people like have tough skins, or like what is his issue? Well, I guess his issue is he feels like
Some people just want to watch the world burn, man.
I don't know, man. It is pretty wild. He's also suing California over a law meant to tackle hate speech.
It's like, how are you? I mean, I guess he got the money to do it.
Elon
but-
Musk's ex, see, ruining the ex again, is suing California over legislation that requires companies to explain how they police disinformation, hate speech, and extremism.
All that transparency that you got on the books.
That's crazy, right?
We don't need that.
But
We
remember-
don't need none of them things, bro.
Well, remember when he first got there? Remember they had like a Black Lives Matter. They had like Twitter Black Lives Matter merchandise, and he was like burning it or throwing it away. And so again, like he doesn't have any. He can't really explain how they're policing disinformation and hate speech because he's not. He's not policing disinformation or hate speech. So he's going to sue. I mean, this dude he's like, no, I'm going to take you to court. We're going to have our Nazis on this platform.
Yeah, man.
Come hell or high water.
The bigoted billionaire.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
And I guess the final.
Come on. Give me my flowers for that.
I guess lastly, he just came out and said
Oh, I'm about to say.
he's charging everybody for Twitter. Remember, it was the thing of like now you can pay for your blue check.
Yeah.
And so many people got criticized.
So everybody, so Twitter now requires a subscription.
So right,
will.
so if you want a blue check and if
Right.
you want the ability, it's certain things that comes with like paying this monthly fee like a blue check.
Yeah.
Which then you got the ability to remove your blue check because people got clowned.
Yeah.
For like paying for the blue check. Right.
So you can have it, but without having it.
Absolutely
visible.
right, because people was getting clowned, right? You paid for the blue check. You're not really, noteworthy. You paid for it. Now he's saying that he's going to require anybody that wants to use Twitter
Subscription based.
effectively destroying. I mean, I think it's personal with him, Miracle. It's personal.
And he hasn't turned a profit at all. He's only been losing money off Twitter, correct?
Bro.
Like it's just been
Turn a profit. This
Hemorrhaging.
nigga is just like, he might as well have just
spending money to burn it.
he might as well have like picked up his bank with a bulldozer and just thrown it into the lake or something. Like, this nigga is just burning money with no fucking regard. Absolutely not.
To be a billionaire white man must be one of
Fantastic.
Think
Yes.
about it, Farouk. Like Twitter was making money from advertisement.
Right, yeah, they were.
He came in and
just gutted it.
because of his food. He's fucking up Tesla. Like he's doing so bad at Twitter/X that the Tesla stock is dropping.
That's crazy.
This nigga is a nut.
Like outside of the chronological timeline, because I believe that's
I wish chronological timeline would come back to Instagram. Like,
I
man.
feel like all social media should have the option to do chronological.
Yeah.
But if he believes so much in these ideas, what he really could have brought back was like the Twitter debate.
Yes.
You know how like if you go back and look in like the 1950s and 60s, you see like James Baldwin and all the, Ella Baker
100%.
having
Right.
Yes.
these like robust debates
Yes.
at Harvard and different places. He literally could have created like a debate, a fire chat option for
Right,
folks, like outside of spaces where it could have been virtual.
More people need to hire Miracle.
Yes, correct.
And we could have debated like all of these ideas.
Just one problem. She's a black woman, so Elon Musk will not listen
Public
to a
enemy
word
number
she's
one.
saying.
And it's like he literally could have controlled the narrative, but didn't even have the fortitude to do that, and then the foresight to be like, you know what, this is a tool.
Yes.
But instead, he's like, let me stop the war and help, the Russians defeat Ukraine.
Yeah.
Let me do all this stuff to prevent trans people from getting out. Let me fight the woke virus. And it's like, bruh, people are just trying to live and not be harmed by the government.
Yes.
Why can't you just go create your little rocket to spaceship and leave people alone?
Yeah, just leave people alone. And it's wild because it says he denied hate speech has increased under his leadership. But it's like, if that's the problem, if it hasn't, why are you suing California?
Right. Yeah.
If they're just trying to stop you from doing hate speech. It is. So, I mean, I guess we'll continue to watch, like, Elon Musk like set his money on fire. Like it should be like
it's really like that scene in The Dark Knight when the Joker just sets all their money on fire.
1,000%.
You know, and that's when Alfred just like some people just want to watch the world burn. Like Elon just doesn't care, man. He's just the scum of the earth.
Yes.
He's content with that.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is.
Now we're moving forward, man.
Yes. Well, speaking of hate speech,
hate.
Donald Trump.
So if Elon is kind of like, you know, we're in the hierarchy. Is Elon and Trump in the hate speech like pyramid?
I mean,
are they like? Are they like facing off against each other?
They're like Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah, I'm about to say like, you know, because Trump's clearly the OG of it. You know what I mean?
He's built a little
he's Jordan.
I
Yeah,
guess.
he's built different.
Trump got 6 championships in hate speech.
He got a Capitol riot.
Trump got 10, 30 points a game year. So
Man,
Donald
Trump got martyrs, man. He got
Donald
He
Trump.
got 91 felonies.
listen, yo, his stat sheet is crazy.
Facts.
The Hall of Fame hater, you know what I mean? Like Trump put numbers on the board.
And Trump apparently has a calendar.
Of course he does, and it's all filled up with hate. He's like, yo, I'm gonna hate on the Jews today.
He looked up.
I'm gonna get the Muslims next.
He said, "Hey, it's Rosh Hashanah. It's the celebration of the Jewish New Year.
It's crazy.
How do I want to celebrate?
Apples and honey.
I'll wish liberal Jews a happy New Year by accusing them of destroying America."
Oh shit!
And that's what Donald Trump did.
What are those? Was it during Christmas? Like an advent calendar where you pull it out and there's like chocolate in there. Trump gotta have one of those for just hate. It's like,
It's Ramadan.
He gonna send every mosque in New York City gets pork chops. It's like Trump gotta have some wild shit like that, man. I'm telling you.
Well, this is what Trump decided to write on Truth Social during Rosh Hashanah.
How many subscribers does True Social have compared to X?
I have no idea, but it's the same thing now.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's basically like the same thing. Trump wrote, "Just a quick reminder for liberal Jews
oh shit,
who voted to destroy America and Israel
oh my god,
because you believed in false narratives.
oh my god.
Let's hope you learn from your mistake and make better choices moving forward."
Wasn't there like, hold on, Miracle, correct me if I'm wrong, right? And all of our viewers, please feel free to chime in on this. Wasn't there like a whole section of the Bible about this shit?
Yes.
Like, wasn't there somebody who was just like, you know what, maybe we should stop fucking with the Jews?
Yes.
And then because God was like, hey, listen, there's going to be some smite. There's going to be some locusts. There's going to be some plagues. Like, Trump is really trying to entice the end of time. He has to be. Trump has to be Pharaoh, man.
He would like to be. I mean, in his mind, he wants to be like Pharaoh.
Is he Pharaoh? Like, somebody tell me. I don't know, man.
I
Miracle?
rebuke that statement.
Miracle, what do you think about Trump starting Rosh Hashanah with some good old-fashioned anti-Semitism?
Like, wow, man. Wow.
To me, it's always wild to watch other communities get the black experience. Right? It's like,
That's real. Yes.
it's always weird because I'm so
is.
used to like waking up and a politician saying something about like black families or black people, and like watching like other communities go through this black experience is really fascinating because like you just be minding your business.
Yeah.
Like going about your day.
Preparing for your holiday celebration.
Good times, right?
Calling
Good times
your family, gathering your families around. Now, if I voted for Joe Biden, I want to destroy not just America, but America and Israel.
And it's just like, welcome to the club, I guess.
Yeah.
But Trump and Elon are flirting around with this replacement theory, with this idea.
True.
That not only are Jewish people in control of the world, they're trying to replace people, but that honestly makes absolutely no sense because
there's not even that many of them.
But also the way the world works with like immigration and intermarriage, it doesn't make sense.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Like one person can't control, one group of people cannot control the whole world.
Absolutely.
And people move. we are not a sedentary people.
Yes.
So people are always moving. So even if you sit there, and I'm someone who loves I love a good conspiracy theory, right? I love thinking about what do we not know and what is being hidden from us. But the replacement theory absolutely makes no sense. And for him to talk about people are trying to destroy the America and Israel, it's like maybe if you weren't trying to use weapons to have force be the way you engage the world, we probably wouldn't have this conversation.
True.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's also a thing of like, maybe I like the other guy's policies, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
if I vote against you, now I voted to destroy America. Now, I mean, as far as I know, America's still here. Still, people are still, I mean, of course, like, every other business is on strike right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's some challenges America has been facing, but America and Israel's still here. They're
Right.
not being openly attacked in any major way. And so, like, the idea that, like, because I like this candidate better, that somehow I believe some false narrative. I don't know, Donald. I mean, shit be coming out your own mouth. I mean, is it false if you said it? Let's go to the Capitol. Great. We're going to have a great time. Like,
Great time, man.
you
they
tweeted
should
that.
have
Like,
let him go to the Capitol.
they should have let him out that
They
car.
should
Oh,
have
my
let
God.
him be at that Capitol. Can you imagine
Would
him
have been
running,
amazing.
like leading the charge? Like,
Would
would
have
Trump
been
have been
amazing.
climbing the walls as well?
Well, maybe because
Should I
Trump.
do it?
This would have been his battle cry.
Like running up the stairs.
Well, Trump did an interview with Meet the Press.
The worst thing ever.
And, well, I mean, yes, but before we get to Trump possibly destroying his whole defense, Trump apparently was asked about whether or not he feared the possibility. I mean, think about it. You got 91 felonies. Remember Secession when, what was my man? Was like worried about going to jail and he started to prepare himself.
Tom. Yeah, when Tom was like,
When
yo,
he was like eating
Tom
bad
Wamsgans.
food. Yes. He was like going to eat the bad food. He was like trying to prepare.
Going through it, man. He was trying, yeah.
So a great question was asked about Trump's preparation for the possibility.
From NBC's Kristen Welker.
Yes. Play that, please.
You go to bed at night. Do you worry about going to jail?
No, I don't really. I don't even think about it. I'm built a little differently, I guess.
We don't live in a democracy. DeSantis' abortion ban was a terrible
Jail?
move. The 2020
Nigga, am I
election.
worried about jail?
These are just a few of the claims former President Donald Trump.
What?
Said, I'm built different.
Well, James, I'm going there smacking. I got the talk bump. Not smacking in that way.
No.
I wasn't even going there. I didn't say, no. I didn't
He
even.
doesn't fear jail because he's not going
Yo,
to
you
jail.
remember the scene? Remember the scene when they got Omar and he put his arm, they taped him up with the phone? That's gonna be Trump.
That's gonna be
He's
Trump.
like, yo,
Ready?
I'm ready,
Ready?
for combat, nigga.
Ready for
like,
combat.
I'm built
What?
different, nigga.
I'm built different. Come in jail. I'm Trump, man. I'm King Kong
Ain't got shit on me.
What is wrong with you?
Listen, man,
Yo,
Trump about to
I
go
guess-
on some Batman thing. You
I
get
guess
Big
I'm just
Monster
built
Batman.
different. It's such a wild statement to make.
Trump gonna be banging his doors every night.
So
That's actually a
More
high
peach
drop.
cobblers, nigga.
now, Miracle.
That's actually a really high drop for like a song though.
What?
I'm like, I'm just built different.
I ain't worried about jail. They gonna be like, no, that's my
Now,
dessert.
but remember in what's it called? In the Watchmen when Rorschach got locked
yeah.
up, he's like, I'm not locked up in here with you. You're locked up with me.
Now, I do want to get to your statement, Miracle, because you made a statement. And you said
Man, I'm hot.
Trump's not worried about jail because you said Trump's not going to jail.
He is not going to jail. I don't know. Listen, whether he's going to snitch, whether he's going to
Should I
abscond
do
to
it?
Saudi Arabia. What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna do it.
The fact that this is so entertaining to you.
Now, Miracle, you have been on record
I mean, listen.
numerous times.
He's not going.
Wait, Miracle.
You
Saying
didn't listen.
Donald Trump would not be charged with the crime. You were on multiple shows, Miracle,
It's not going to happen. I mean,
in
did
the
it
20s
happen a
and
little
30s.
bit?
It happened 91 felonies deep, Miracle. He got 91.
You only have proof of one.
Hey, Miracle. Okay, seriously. The man has 91 felonies, Miracle. You are Miracle
I think it's
Jones
D-Ray who says,
Esquire.
watch white supremacy work.
Watch whiteness work. Yes. 91? Like, Miracle. 12 felonies?
Teflon
All right,
Don.
he only got. So you're sitting here today and you believe. Let me hold on.
I think he's going to abscond.
Hold
I
on,
think
okay.
what's going to happen is
before you get there, hold on. Here's a report, Miracle. Before you get there, here's a report. Trump wrote to-do lists for assistant on White House documents marked classified.
I think
That's some Cartoon Network shit, man.
we about to see
Give
him
me
on
a
the
Big Mac and
plane.
fries and a milkshake.
on nuclear launch codes. It's like,
What is it? What's the guy who's in Russia right now? Edward
Snowden?
Edward Snowden?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like Trump is that's going to be Trump. As soon as he starts to see that
Oh,
presentation
my God.
where it looks like it's going down, man.
I wonder if like
She said,
He's a woo-woo.
more than once she received requests or tasking from Trump that were written on the back of note cards, and she later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials with visible classification markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related
probably
matters.
got doodles on there. He probably got the
He's
Kill Bill
smart.
death list
Why?
on one.
Wait, he's smart?
He's smart. He wrote it on a note card. Why? Because you can burn it. It's not tapped, right? So, like, think about all the other stuff. You're getting in trouble because you know the feds, are listening.
Well, let me.
I was like in Wolf of Wall Street when he read it.
But Miracle,
He's smart.
but Miracle. Let me. This is the only problem. Molly Michael told investigators
Molly was snitching.
about the documents.
Molly was snitching.
So despite that, now there was also another piece, right, where Trump was on Meet the Press and was asked specifically about his response to January 6th and the election denial and the plot
That's why he got to
overthrow
fire
the
his
election.
legal team.
This is what he said, Miracle.
Shots, though?
In fact, Molly Hemingway wrote a great book.
But were you
called
calling the
Rigged.
shots ultimately?
Excuse me. Molly Hemingway, who's highly respected and great, she wrote a book,
She
a
wrote a
best-selling book called Rigged.
Were you calling the shots, though, Mr. President, ultimately?
As to whether or not I believed it was rigged, oh, sure.
Okay.
It was my decision, but I listened to some people. Some people said that.
Oh, Miracle.
First
Like
of all,
guys like Bill
obviously,
Barr, he was a stiff, but he
Miracle?
wasn't there at the time. But he didn't do his
Obviously, he
job
said
because he was afraid. You know what he
calling
was
the
afraid
shots.
of? He
Listen
was
to-
afraid of being impeached. He was petrified to be impeached. And how do you not get
He's a
impeached?
lawyer,
Don't do anything.
and he didn't want to go to jail. Hold on, let me read this before I come back to you, Miracle. On Sunday morning, Meet the Press aired an interview with Donald Trump, during which, to the surprise of exactly no one, the ex-president told a ridiculous amount of lies about everything. But it said that Trump admitted it was his decision, and that legal experts are saying this is a wildly damning admission on the ex-president's part. Donald Trump's defense to January 6th has been one basic thing, which is I relied on the advice of my lawyers. I didn't have bad criminal intent. It was what my lawyers were telling me to do. Now he's on record as saying
I
it
called the
wasn't the
shots.
lawyers.
for
It was
clarification,
my decision.
45 said he was calling the shots and calling the election results rigged. He did not say he was calling
Defend your
the
king,
shots.
Miracle. Defend your
He
king.
did not say he was calling the shots and having people break the law to figure out whether or not the election was rigged.
Hold on
Said
one
it
second.
was his decision.
Can I get one moment,
we
please?
just want to clarify the record a little bit.
You want to play that back? Play that
No,
back.
what we're gonna do
Just
is
gonna
we're gonna
clarify
hold
the
up.
record.
We're gonna reintroduce the show. MAGA Miracle, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you can't give me a title.
MAGA
You
Miracle.
can't give me a title, first of all, just
No.
because I don't get
MAGA twins.
distracted.
The MAGA twins.
Just because I don't get distracted by all the noise and I listen to what's being said. you can't call me MAGA Miracle.
So
I don't think you just called yourself MAGA Miracle.
They don't. So you don't think so? Because multiple lawyers are saying
I don't think he should be doing interviews, and this is why once you're indicted for something, you don't talk to the press, you don't talk about anything of the case.
Yes.
He really should have been like no comment, because
Correct.
this is again a damaging statement that can be introduced in a proceeding against him and can be used to be like, hey, he said he was calling the shots.
Yes.
Who was in charge? It was him.
he said it was my decision,
He said
not
it
the
was all-
lawyers.
he said it was all me.
Yep.
He said he was like, it's all there, it's all me. So stupid. But again, I think that he just thinks that he is smarter
He does.
than what he is, and he doesn't really understand all of the accusations against him. And he really needs to be quiet. He's just like, he just can't stop.
Okay.
Like, how have his lawyers just like, you
'Cause
cannot
they're all
do any
crooked.
press?
Well, allegedly, they're all crooked. They're all the same
and
group
remember,
of people thinking it's like the
and remember,
1980s.
this is like the lawyer. This is like the G League of lawyers, right?
Right, yeah,
Because the NBA lawyers,
they all quit, and he was
right,
he
he
fired
wasn't
them. Yeah.
paying them.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take their advice, which was the advice to keep him out of jail.
Like,
he wanted somebody to, stroke his ego, placate him, and so he has, and what a lot of the lawyers, Cheeseborough and Powell, they're literally on felonies with him.
Now, can I ask you a question? Can you gag order your own client?
Yeah.
How have they not done this?
Because how they gonna fundraise to get the money?
True.
That's a great point.
I mean, you really can. Any lawyer can go and request a gag order, and it's just easier so that you don't have these situations where.
Do any of these lawyers have a career after this?
Possibly.
I mean, if he gets out, like,
I mean,
if
I'm
he
sure,
gets
yeah,
off,
if he gets
I
off,
mean,
yeah.
according to Miracle, he's not going to do
he's-
any time in prison.
He's going to Saudi Arabia or Russia. That man is going to be like, sucks this be you.
Czar Trump.
And I could see
Czar Trump.
I could see him doing it. Like, what I can't see is like him beating all these charges. But is he going to show up? Like, there has to be a point where he decides I can't go to court.
Now, have they taken his passport or anything?
Not that I know of.
No.
Because he has to travel.
He out of here.
Right, yeah.
I don't think he has, but he
So
also has a
could he-
private jet.
And that's the
He
thing.
does,
So,
yeah.
could he do some Succession shit
1,000%.
and just charter his shit and bounce
Yes.
and just never come back?
Yes.
Correct.
But it's a
So
thing
he could.
Yeah, 100%.
And now, would he be able to take Secret Service with him?
No.
No, you can't go. I mean, the ones that believe in his ideology,
could
go. But
now,
if
would
you
they
go
be
with that's a crime.
subject to like
Hell yeah.
arrest?
treason?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a motherfucking crime. Like,
Yeah.
you're absconding with the motherfucker who did all of this.
From justice.
You
100
could
felony
not.
Trump.
Like, listen. Joe Schumacher could not produce a better
Hey,
fucking drama.
and then think about-
like
think about-
this is incredible
Think about
to
this.
watch.
Think about if Trump does this, right?
Like if
Let's
he actually
say
like bounces
if-
to Russia.
And then just
Like, bruh,
have
Or Bali, like someone.
right. People Russell Simmons. Trump doing yoga with Russell Simmons on Instagram Live would be a fucking.
Should I do it? I'm gonna do it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, but look, like a camera crew following this. Could you imagine like a live stream?
Jack, would you follow this?
Well, baby, if you think about, if you can remember, and you won't remember this trouble. Remember when OJ and the Broncos chase? How that shut. I mean,
As in, wasn't hostile until I got inspired. OJ cruising in the Bronco.
Why OJ eluding the police would inspire you after possibly committing a double murder?
That's a black man. That's a black man.
Stop it.
He ain't black. He's OJ.
Okay.
But think about it. Like, think about like what like all like.
We're having a great episode
Hey,
right now.
they're like the Jets just left. Where's it gonna land? Hey, bro,
Would they shoot him
everything
down?
was No, he wouldn't shoot him down.
That'd be crazy. If Biden like greenlit an airstrike.
Dark Biden.
Man, Dark Biden.
Yo, right. We have to start writing this shit down. I mean, this is a movie. Dark Biden, like sends the stealth jets after Trump to shoot him down out of the sky. Hey, yo, man. America sees it's much watching. Look at this dude. He's on the ground. Dark Biden, bro. Don't mess around with
the lasers out the eyes and everything.
If they shot down Trump's plane, America will blow. I mean, hey, bro, it would be martial law. All hell would break loose. It's great.
So be that as it may.
Oh my God.
I don't foresee.
You don't foresee.
I don't foresee Trump serving a day in jail.
Yes.
Even if he gets convicted, I think he's gonna abscond. I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh my
But no, the Secret Service wouldn't be able to go with him because the Secret Service would have a.
But if they like for fighting in the sky and because
Independence Day,
couldn't they like shoot
Trump might have the alien shields around his
No,
ship.
they like
Flying snakes on a plane?
Couldn't they like shoot the plane and bring it down or do some maneuver where they force him to land?
They could, yeah.
Hey man,
they could put the Raptors on them and then bring them down.
Because if he tried to run and they got him, oh man.
But then again, like there was a plane that just was circling the orbit.
The plane, boss. The plane.
Where?
Because the pilot ejected and they didn't know where the plane was. And they were like, if y'all see the plane, call somebody. So I don't know if like we're ready to have like planes going out here trying to get like former presidents. But like if he goes to wherever he goes, I think it would be great because like then all the people who follow his ideology,
they can go to too.
They can go too.
Go to Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
If you don't like it, if you don't love it, leave it.
Russia has this whole like move to Russia campaign.
Absolutely.
And it was like if you're white and you want to see white people come to Russia. So like,
that's one place not on the vacation list for Jasiri is Russia.
It looks very beautiful, but it's also very cold.
Yeah,
so that's like my thing.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm not wearing 3 layers on vacation. Like
I've seen, but it's like every super conservative person goes to Russia.
Sure.
But like also during winter.
Yeah.
So like that's why I can't trust your judgment. Like who voluntarily goes to Russia during
all the white
winter?
supremacists to just go to Russia, that would be an amazing win. Like y'all want to secede, Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking about secession and the Civil War. Why don't y'all just all go to Russia?
Just go to St. Petersburg. Just move into the Kremlin. I'm sure they'd welcome you with open arms.
I'm sure you can vape.
The Kremlin is a cool looking building, though. You're right.
But
you can vape in the movie theater all you want. Fondle your man. Do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do.
I mean, okay.
All
right.
So we have more white supremacy.
No, not on the show called This Week in White Supremacy.
Shocker.
This time in the music industry. Jan Warner, a man, although his name is, or maybe it's John, I don't know, it's Jann. Winner, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was the co-founder of
Rolling
Stone magazine.
Yeah.
And just put out a book. And unironically titled the book, The Masters. And when you know it, the masters
Today's
are all
subject. Slavery.
the masters are all white men. The masters conversations with Bono
from YouTube.
Bono, I'm sorry, Bono. not Sonny Bono.
God bless the dead. God bless the dead.
Bono from YouTube.
Eminem was wild for that Sonny. He was wild.
Bob Dylan, Jerry Garcia, Mick Jagger, John Lennon, Bruce Springsteen, and Robert Townsend. And so when asked about this book, hey, we noticed when you wrote this master's book, there was no women or no black people. He had this to say. Regarding women, Mr. Winter said, quote, just none of them were as articulate enough on this intellectual
Which is fucking crazy because Alanis Morissette has said some shit. I mean, Lauryn Hill.
Just none of them were as articulate enough on this intellectual level, and remarked that Joni Mitchell was, quote, not a philosopher of rock and roll.
Oh,
Joni Mitchell never lied.
His answers about artists of color was less direct. Of black artists, Stevie Wonder, genius, right? I suppose when you use a word.
I suppose. What the fuck?
Stevie Wonder. I guess he made some good songs.
That's a man that reinvented the birthday.
I guess he did okay with his career. He said, I suppose when you use a word as broad as masters, The fault is using that word. Maybe Marvin Gaye or Curtis Mayfield. I mean, they just did articulate at that level. I mean, these niggas just ain't articulate enough.
Damn.
I mean, it's just. I mean, Farouk. I mean,
I know Quincy somewhere was like punching his fist in the air.
Quincy probably got mad stories on this dude too. Remember when Quincy came out and just started telling stories about everybody, and then we never heard from him again?
Like, sir, you
It
can't.
was like, yo, Quincy was keeping it real, but it's like, I don't know, Mr. Warner. I mean, black people just invented the genre.
All
There
genres.
would be no rock and roll without contributions from black people, but we're not articulate enough. Oh, the white people took it to the next level. Is that what you're saying? A level that black
Next
people,
level supremacy.
an articulation a black person could not reach. So
I can like Rosetta Sharp, Howlin' Lee Wolf, all the people like John Lee Hooker,
Little Richard, I mean,
like,
Chuck Berry, I
all
mean,
these
Great Balls of Fire.
all these people, but they weren't philosophers. They weren't masters.
And like it reminds me of something somebody said on the internet years and years ago. It was like before the meme culture had really taken over. It was like, who decided all this classic and contemporary literature was the standard?
100%,
It was done by a whole bunch of old white men.
1,000%.
And a lot of it ain't that great.
No.
Like
And
it's not like Robert Frost, the Forks in the Road. Okay, cool, right? But there's also The Alchemist.
Yeah.
Right. There's also all these other offerings by people of the global majority that just get
48
glossed.
Laws of Power is right there.
I wasn't going there, but okay, you can enter that. I've never read it, but like there's like to say someone like Nas or Kendrick doesn't articulate at that level.
Well, I mean,
after Kendrick won a fucking Nobel Prize.
But you make a great point because that's where, like, even
Where's
if you
your metric?
If you look at like performance art schools or art schools, like it was old white men that basically said the standard.
Yeah, that was
is
their,
other white men,
right?
Like that. This is what's called fine art,
right?
And these are the artists that are the top echelon.
Yeah,
and it was artists that they related to. Looked like them and spoke to them. These white men speak to winners' experience.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder talking about living for the city.
Yeah.
That doesn't speak to this man's experience.
Sam Cooke doing A Change Gonna Come, like that doesn't rate to you, bro.
No,
Like you don't rate that.
He that doesn't speak to his experience. Like he can't feel that. It reminds me of the movie The White Man Can't Jump. Where he was like, you just hearing Jimmy. You can't feel Jimi Hendrix. So it's like he can't feel because these are a woman. Oh God, I don't know what is this woman? This is somebody who has been called. Apparently, there was a biography about him, and they called him viciously anti-women in his magazine. But again, he made a magazine to reflect his thought and his ideology, and so he called it Rolling Stone.
I have a question.
He didn't call it Soul Magazine.
Now, do you know anything else about this book? Like, did he reference Kurt Cobain by any chance? I'm just curious.
No, it's just these 7 masters.
Just 7.
I don't know who he referenced in the book, but the masters is these 7 masters, and so when he basically said that women and black people couldn't articulate, like the very creators of the genre can't articulate it, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Clearly he was met with some backlash, and of course, he apologized.
I mean,
he also was kicked off of, he was on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board.
I mean, he should have been kicked off that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
I mean, but it's an ongoing thing because even Gene Simmons of Kiss was like he didn't want rappers and other people a part of the
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, and has said that he doesn't even look at the genre as being like artistic, all those type of things.
Right. Nigga, you running around looking like a fucking clown with makeup all over your face to hide the fact that y'all weren't really that talented of a rock group.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. You was a cartoon, man.
And so this is ongoing. But I think that when people critique art, there are some people who critique art in the way of how exclusive it is, right?
Yeah.
So whether we call it, a lot of times they're like black art, we'll call it like the Chitlin Circuit.
True.
They're it's lowbrow. And so that's how people critique.
Yeah.
Some people critique art on the way that it makes you feel. Like we've had, the Source and the 5 mics. Everyone has had their different standards. But I think what the problem is people like Jan or whatever.
Yeah.
is that they're making decisions that not only impact their personal preference, but if somebody comes out and says, "This is my personal preference. This is what I like. I want to see." That's one thing. But when you're the decision maker about who is getting amplified, who's getting platformed, who's getting opportunities and resources, and who's getting backing, your personal preference becomes harmful to the culture and to the art form, because now you're willfully preventing other people from getting opportunities and sharing their music. And for him, and people like, that was the one thing about The Weeknd coming for Rolling Stone that made sense.
Yeah.
Like, y'all have had a huge issue with how you portray black artists.
Absolutely.
And now we see why.
Yeah. And again, it's like you're gatekeeping. And you, for so many years, like, you've decided what the cover of the Rolling Stone meant something. That doesn't mean anything now. I mean, unfortunately, magazines are kind of gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you were that gatekeeper. You were that individual decider. So you get to do the masters, but you realize the world has changed now. So he said, basically, he said, I totally understand the inflammatory nature of badly chosen words, and I deeply apologize and accept the consequences.
You know what? I really just like wish these people, when they say this shit, like, I said what I said and I stand by it.
Yeah.
Like, don't offer some bullshit apology. Like, you know, like remember
your man, like Trump, right?
Don't apologize. Just stay on your laurels, as fucked up as they are.
Yeah.
But the thing that had me tight, and this is probably, I think, 15 years ago at this point. Remember when Kramer had the meltdown at the Laugh Factory?
Yes, Kramer.
That was wild.
That's not his real name.
Michael Richards.
Kramer from Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Yeah, Michael Richards had the meltdown.
He was heckled. He was slightly heckled, and he just went into a tirade and called him a nigger for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
straight.
and Nas ended up using it as a drop. And Nas and Green Lantern just kept using it on the mixtape, which is brilliant for their mixtape. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But the shit that had me tight was like his apology. Like, I wouldn't have been like cool.
What do you say? Like, he didn't eat that morning or something? Like,
Yeah, something like I didn't eat. Like, what? Skip me breakfast.
I missed breakfast.
Okay.
I missed breakfast that morning, bro.
Twinkie
And when I don't get my eggs, the
Ambien
niggas come out.
When I don't get my eggs, the niggas come out.
I think it would just be great for someone to apologize and be like, "Look, I have these prejudices. I have these preferences.
Oh man,
True. Yeah. I'm
this is
racist.
who I am.
I'm
Take it or
racist.
leave it." Because, like, this man is a person of a certain age.
Yeah,
and
true.
The fact that it was just like unprovoked, like somebody's like, what goes into, choosing the artist? And you're just like,
you know what? I hate black people.
You
That's
wait,
what goes.
what?
Yeah, like
I know.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
Did you see that Freudian?
Oh, is that?
You saw. Okay.
I thought he was speaking for.
no, I am speaking for Jen. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
don't try to cover your best friend.
listen,
Don't try
MAGA
to
miracle,
cover for your,
MAGA
don't
miracle.
try to
Listen,
cover for your best friend.
keep protecting
No, but I
Trump.
was saying-
That's what we need from you.
First of all, just because I talk about how the law can be applied doesn't mean I'm protecting someone. But be that as it may, since you don't like black people, what I was saying is it is very funny to me whether
Do you
Papa
stop at
John's
yellow
or
lights since you're a
somebody
colorist?
Oh,
Or you just see the red and green?
how am I
Nobody
gonna-
stops at yellow lights,
How,
though.
how
slow
would
down,
I
yeah.
not stop at yellow? I have to see the color in order to make a decision if I approve or not.
Yes.
You and Tim Scott are made for each other.
damn.
Listen, have you not seen her? Okay, she is in Canada and she is a supermodel, and you should stop talking about her because she is not running for office. He is.
Oh my God. So can we get to, because we do have another apology, since you hate apologies, because we haven't done the Karen of the week in a while.
Oh God.
And we have a Karen of the week, and this Karen walked into a building, a home that somebody was working on, and this is what the Karen's response was.
American, you're a Tijuanan.
Oh, wait.
Property.
You're working here. You're not
I know.
based out of here. Is that correct? Because I was going to say that you have
You are on private property.
That's fine. And I reported you already.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I have the right to find out who my neighbors are because I live here. You don't.
Okay,
What right is that?
You
What
don't
is
have
this?
the permit to come
It's
into
called white
a private
supremacy.
property.
Oh, arrest me.
Huh? Okay, I can
I
call it to the
live here.
cops.
I'm American. You're a Tijuanan.
Thank you for being racist. Thank you.
I am very, very much against people who break our laws.
Meanwhile, she walked into a house.
I'm American.
That's called breaking and entering.
I'm an American.
Trespassing.
You're a Tijuanan. Well, Janine
Tijuana's a city.
Umana is a professor of law
What's her?
at the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Shocker.
And, she's apologized repeatedly for what she called, quote, inappropriate remarks. She said an incident began when she noticed a construction truck speeding down her residential street and parked illegally. She said she approached the property to report the incident to the manager, not realizing it was an active construction site. You know what I'm saying? She said, and when somebody put the camera in my face, I think that's when I lost my judgment.
That's when I became racist.
She must not have had breakfast neither.
The fact that
I didn't have my huevos this morning.
Like when she takes selfies, like,
Oh, shit.
the fact that we know traffic citations is always a pretext for
yes.
stops.
Yes. Yes.
And for predatory stops and for profiling stops. I don't know what her name is, but she needs to do better. Number one.
Her name is Jean.
You saw
Umana.
somebody, like, I'm pretty sure they have the Nextdoor app, or she could have just been like, hey, y'all,
Sure.
stop speeding. There's kids here.
Absolutely, yeah.
The fact that she walked onto there, told that man he didn't live here. She has the right to know who our neighbors are and say he's a Tijuanian.
I'm an American, you're a Tijuana.
I don't even know if that's the correct terminology.
It's not.
It's an embarrassment. But again, law schools are filled with racists. Most of your law school professors are bigots.
Yeah.
And so this is not anything that's like a shocker.
Yeah.
But the fact that like she just walked.
Yeah.
And there was like, who are you? Like, ma'am, you're not the ordinance commission.
No.
You're not approving permits. Like, what do you mean? Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
He's working. Let
He's
him
working
work.
at a house. And so, well, shout out to the activists organized a few hundred people outside of her house. I guess she's going to know more of her neighbors now.
You've been on fire today.
And then shout out to the folks that went on Rape My Professor.
It sounds like you're saying something different.
What?
It did.
Right?
It's Rate My Professor. People will know what it is.
Rape My Professor?
No, I know what it is, but it sounded like for a moment rape.
Yeah.
Oh,
what I mean?
Rate.
Yes.
R-A-T-E.
Yes.
My Professor. Because they're just going on the app or whatever.
Yeah.
And
just trashing her rating.
Trashing her rating.
That's
another.
And she got fired, right?
Another racist professor. She definitely deserves all the attention for all the harm she's caused.
I wonder what her racial pass percentage is for her classes.
That's a great question.
Because we've seen whatever these professors become outed for their bigotry, you know that they've always have harmed students of color in their classes.
1,000%.
And so I would be very curious to see what her passage rate is on a racial breakdown.
That's a great point. Well, we do have one more story about, speaking of schools, it took place in, I think this is Nebraska.
Oh, surprise.
Yes,
there.
Nebraska. Basically, there was an honors teacher, the school's only Native American instructor, Nikki Bernard, who taught honors English. And so one girl raised her hand, Farouk, and asked why Crete High did not celebrate the state and federal holiday, Martin Luther King's Day. It's Martin Luther King's Day, and they're in school. The teacher suggested that if students wanted change, they should ask for it. So the students began writing an all-class letter to the Board of Education and school superintendent, a one-page letter describing why they wanted Dr. King Day. Miss Menard was called into the office the next day and was immediately fired.
Dang.
Let go.
And with that being said, our book this week is called Punished for Dreaming. How school reforms harms black children and how we heal. From Benita Love. Shout out to Dr. Benita Love. Yes, I mean, it's funny. She said she thought she was going to be congratulated for doing something cool, for like gathering the students together.
They asked the question. I was like, critical thinking skills, STEM. Let me put it together.
Yeah.
Do your research, write a letter.
Yes.
Practice your knowledge, termination.
It says some students told their parents that Menard, the teacher, had implied that the superintendent and board of education were racist.
I mean, I don't think you need to imply that by just.
It's 2023,
It's
and
a
you're in
federal
school on Martin
holiday.
Luther King Day?
It's a federal holiday. So,
You're
yes,
racist.
you
If
are,
you-
in fact, racist. There's no insinuation needed at all. But you know, a surprise. Maybe it's a surprise. I don't know. The district actually declined to comment.
Oh, wow.
Is that a surprise? I don't know.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
And says
Niggas love
And
silence.
then the way they questioned her in the office the next
Yes.
day
Yes.
made it feel real racist.
yes.
Like,
And then
especially
and then
racist.
3 days later, they asked for her resignation. That is what. So I like. Don't you prove her point? Like you're asking for Martin Luther King, like the person who talked about not judging people about skin color, the person that all these Republicans and people that claim not to be racist quote every year. Right? Every time you mention race, they throw them up in our face. Why are we in school on this day?
I mean, with the way you know these people quote Martin Luther King, you would think that they would actually know something about him.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
in America, Farouk, we're punished for dreaming. Punished for dreaming. I mean, my God. So definitely support this book with Benita Love.
Looks like Bettina. You keep saying Benita.
Am I saying Benita?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thinking of Tribe
You know I
Called
can't
Quest.
read.
Yeah.
Bettina. That's not what I was
Oh, I thought you was thinking like Tribe Called Quest.
You thought I was thinking Benita Applebum?
Yeah.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah, I just thought.
No.
You know what I mean?
Bettina, Dr. Bettina Love, shout out to her. She's doing amazing work. Please support this new book. I'm glad
Punished
we got
for Dreaming.
it in our library. Punished for Dreaming. Damn. And with that being said, I know we have our final, the last of the year.
What?
This Friday.
What?
Friday's on deck.
Oh.
The last time you'll be able to get some crumble cookies.
Yes.
Well, you can go to Crumble, but for free.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, I love
Happy
having
Day
it for
ice cream
breakfast.
for free.
Yeah.
Right? ATU food truck
For
free.
Yeah.
Pull up on us.
Nothing
Liberty
like
Green Park.
$3.99, man.
Come on. 7 to 9 p.m. We got performances that Trouble has been curating all year
Yes.
for Fridays on deck. So pull up on us, man. Friday.
We'd love
7
to see you.
9.
Yeah, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, specifically
Yes.
the East Liberty, Lama area,
Yeah.
you want to come out, share some community, uplift each other, just have some fun before, you know, everybody's indoors for the next season. Pull up on us, man. We love to see you. Fridays on deck, Liberty Green.
Yes.
We keep us safe, one hood and all that.
Yes. Anything?
Yeah, and solidarity to the organizers for Palestinian rights. The festival is happening in Philly this weekend. No, there's been a lot of pressure, but shout out to all my fellow artists and artisans. We're going to have like a really good festival this weekend, and just like it's all love, support. So can't wait to watch some of the sessions virtually, and I can't wait for y'all to have like an amazing landmark festival.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And is there anything else happening? That's it?
October 6th, I'm performing with Roger Humphreys.
Oh, yeah. You're doing the soiree.
Yes,
Or
indeed.
is it
Fancy.
what's
for
the
what is it? The World Affairs Council in
the
Pittsburgh.
World Affairs Council of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Shout out to you for doing that amazing work. Final words, Miracle.
Turn up.
You built like that?
24/7, 10 toes from the red clay.
She's
Built
built
different.
differently, I
Come on,
guess.
come on.
I would say if you like this episode, make sure you comment, subscribe, share it, follow us on YouTube,
Yes.
follow us on Facebook,
Yes.
all of that good stuff.
Yes, and if you're listening via Apple Music, rate us 5 stars, comment, share. Farouk.
I'll let you take it out, man.
All right, well, we out, man. We built different.
We built
You know what I'm
different.
saying? Peace,
the
love,
title of the
one
show.
hood.
Thugging with my round.